Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to your weekly market recap video with your friendly neighborhood PM. Now, the market looks to be ending on a very strong note, and in honors of earnings weeks, we're going to take a look at the top three names that have been really driving that performance in the week so we can get you better prepared for your weekend. So, without further ado, we're going to dive right in at number three, and that number three would be Pac West. Now, that's the regional bank out in California that has really been hit hard ever since the collapse of SVB earlier in the year. But what we saw is, not the strongest of earnings this past quarter, but what really sent shares soaring, up 22% now, is the fact that they came to an agreement to be acquired by Bank of California. So we're going to see two of those smaller lenders out there join forces and merge, and that's really a good sign for that regional banking sector that's kind of starting to show more stabilization in the post of that collapse. And now we're seeing regional banks up 5%, largely for that industry over the past week. Point number two, it's Meta. So Meta is up now 11% this past week after earnings. They went ahead and they beat on revenue and on earnings, beating expectations. Now, what's really driving that growth for them and their guidance going forward is they're starting to see quite a bit of recovery on their advertisers coming back to the platform, as well as they're getting costs back under control. And now they're really starting to see users pick up on their Instagram Reels, similar to TikTok and short time video content. And as usage continues to increase, they're starting to see more sustained growth going forward. Number one big name that's moving markets this past week was Google earnings. So very much like Meta, they beat pretty much across the board, had very strong results. But just like Meta, they're starting to see much more improvement on their advertising sales yet again. So it's that whole industry and whole advertising spending that's starting to pick up again, especially for these social media internet names. Now, in addition to that, they're starting to see much bigger pickup on their cloud unit from that ongoing AI demand that they're starting to see repercussions from. So they're going to see some pretty sustained growth as that continued AI demand flows into that marketplace. Now, those are your top three that are moving on this week, and it's an earnings week, so we wanted to make sure we gave you three names to keep in mind over this past weekend. Now, what are we looking forward to for next week? So next week is going to be a slew of labor market data, primarily non-farm payrolls. So we're going to keep an eye out to see if that labor market continues to remain tight or if the Fed tightening cycle has gone ahead and created some more slack there. But otherwise, that's what's on our radar. That's what happened this past week. Otherwise, have a great weekend. And if you have any additional questions, please reach out to your financial advisor or dig into the week in review. Otherwise, try to stay cool out there. See you at the same time next week. Thanks. Bye.